Today's date. Huh? I need a book. Last one, yes. We have answered 137. 137, isn't it? Hello, class. Please pay attention. We have answered 1 to 36. 2000 and So, we are going to continue from where we stopped. Okay? I need a book. Subhanallah, please. This is very hot. Let's open the window. If you no, yes, you see that punishment. Listen, that punishment for drinking the alcohol erases the sin. Okay, now please, I need a book. Please, this thing is being recorded. You need to have this class now. Page, what is it?
Page 73.
So we start on question number 38. 38. Now, the punishment for drinking alcohol is dash lashes. 80 lashes. Good. 80 lashes. So, this is applicable in a state or in a country where Sharia is being used as as their constitution. But in the case of Nigeria, Nigeria is a secular country. But in some states where Sharia is also used, like Kano, for example, this kind of law could be what? Applied. Did you understand me now? So, and it is not a punishment that will be administered by an individual. It will be council of scholars, of judges, that will carry out the execution or the punishments of such a person. Number 39. Which among the following prayers has more rakats? Juma, Maghrib, Subhi, Witri, and Zuhr. Zuhr has how many rakats? 4 rakats. Juma has 2. Witri has how many?
1.
And Subhi has how many?
3.
Maghrib has 3. Somebody is saying Don't make a mistake. Number 40. When the length of one's shadow is equal to one's height, it is the right time for dash prayer. Please. Excuse me. If you know it, please indicate. Raise your hand, please. I want to know those. Stop that. Sit down, put your hand. Those who identify, because some of us only believe that the wristwatch or clock is what we use to determine the time for Salat. No. In your exam, you will be asked to state the 5 daily times Salat time. So I have asked in the past one question like that states the time for the 5 daily Salat. Somebody mentioned 6 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. That is wrong. Okay? Before the advent of wristwatch, clock, or time, whatever, we have the determinant, what is used in determining Salat time. And that is the movement of the sun. Do you understand me now? Now, in this question, it was asked, when the length of one's shadow is equal to one's height, it is the time for Asri. Now, let me ask you another question. How do we determine the time for Zuhr? Who will tell us? Okay. When your shadow is showing when you go outside? Yes, I agree to some extent. But there is a need for a clarification. I need another option. No? Another person? For Zuhr. Your shadow can be seen in the ground, on the ground. Yes, but I still need a clarification. I need another. Okay. When the sun moves away from the middle of the sky, sun rises from the east, isn't it? At the point it will get to the middle of the sky, that is, it will be centered to your head. Now, by the time it moves away from the middle of the sky, it goes down, goes to this side. And you face the Qibla and you see your shadow in your front. If the shadow moves away, if the sun moves like this, your shadow will come front. So once that one takes place, it is time for Salat al-Zuhr. And it has been determined by time now. That's why we have the Salat time. Salat time in clock. That shows, we have it on our phones and thereabouts. So that movement of sun was used to what? To determine the one we are having on it. So, like now, once it is like 12:50 something, or 12:50 something, yes, before 1, if you look at the shadow, if you face the Qibla, you see that your shadow is in your front, little like this. Starting from that time till when your shadow and your height becomes the same, that's time for Asri. So within when you can see your shadow in your front, and till the time it will be long as your height, that time is for Zuhr. So that is, it starts from 12:59, 1, 2, 3, 3:30, up to 4. Now, presently, it will last up to, like, let's say, 10 minutes after 4. That's why when you go out, you see someone observing the solar actually by 4:10, 4:20. Do you understand me now? It depends on the movement of the sun. Now, how do we determine the time for Salat al-Maghrib?
When the sun sets.
Good, when the sun sets. When you can no more see that big yellow again. You know, when the sun is about to set, it turns to a very big something. Very big and yellowish in color, isn't it? Then it will set. So once it sets, you don't want to see that round again. So that Maghrib time begins. Till when the sky becomes black. When you don't want to see the sign, any reddish in color or whatever you do in the sky. When you don't want to see that again, everywhere becomes black. You can no more see any. Do you understand that that's time for Isha? And the time for Subuhi. So, all these times that we are mentioning, it has been weighed with this, what is it called? Clock. That's why we have the solar time. And it varies from country to country, from state to state. Why? Who can tell us the reason? That is very good. You know, as it is setting in here in Nigeria, even within states, Lagos state time is different from Ogun State. Is what? It's different from Ogun State. Because Ogun State might be different, there's going to be a difference of 2 or 3 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. When you start moving, not northern part of the, when you start moving to northern part of the country now, the time continues reducing. When you move out of Nigeria, you may see a difference of 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It depends on where either you go like this, either you go north or you go to south or east, whatever, it depends. There are places that you go that the time of Nigeria and those places is different, is minus, some is plus. Like we are now to 11, to 10, isn't it? If you count 6 hours back, 6 hours back now, it will be what time? No. This is to 10, to 9, to 8, to okay, 4 abi? 4 a.m. abi? Or that's to 5 a.m., isn't it? That is the time for America now. If you add 2 hours to this, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Morocco, and thereabouts, that's their own time. So that's how you determine so that time. Do you understand me now? Some of you drinking tea, some of you eating this and that. If you finish, don't let me see anything on the floor. Your biscuit, whatever. I don't want to see any littering. The tissue paper I use, don't leave anything in the glass. Take notes. Next question, please. Next question is number what? Okay. Tayammum and wudu are vitiated by the following except No. You should understand the word vitiated. What is the meaning of vitiate? To nullify. So, the thing that will nullify the ablution now is what we are talking about, isn't it? What will not nullify ablution? So, what will not nullify ablution here is what? availability of water will not nullify ablution. No. Tayammum and wudu are by the following except availability of water, loss of sense, passing urine, passing stool, passing wind. Now we are talking about what will not spoil the two, isn't it? Huh?
Yes.
The availability of water will not spoil ablution now.
It doesn't mean
That doesn't mean water is clean.
it doesn't mean that it's
When you perform tayammum and there's availability of water, water is not clean. Tayammum is not
The availability of water spoils tayammum.
exactly. But it's like the both of them. But it's like the both of them. If we are not mentally stable, how will you pray? You know you want to do it. So you perform
The question is supposed to be separated. If one is unconscious, his ablution is. I didn't get your what are you saying? I want to get your point.
Like some people were saying that the answer is loss of sense. I was like, it's loss of sense. People have like.
No, if one performs ablution and he lost his senses, his ablution becomes invalid. Huh? That's one. Let's take it one after the other. Two, passing urine also vitiates the ablution and tayammum. Passing stool also vitiates the. Passing wind. Farting. So availability of water now. If this question is just ablution, the answer will have been availability of water. But with tayammum now, the answer is availability of water with tayammum. With ablution alone. Because if one should do tayammum, because there is no water, except why I'm going to choose or accept this is because someone that is sick, and water is available, and he cannot touch water. Isn't it? He cannot touch water, but water is available. But he performs tayammum, even though water is what? Available. So that means we are going to choose this option A, isn't it? I want us to all agree. Do we all agree with me?
Yes.
Because of what? The reason, the fact that if one is sick, unable to touch water, which is one of the conditions that will make one to what? Perform tayammum. But in the case of ablution now, availability of water does not spoil the ablution. Did you get the point here now? Oh, they're not responding.
Yes.
So that is why I am choosing the first option as the option. But they're supposed to what? The examiner is supposed to separate the question. Ablution and tayammum. Availability of water, actually, when you perform tayammum, because you didn't have water, and now there is water, what do? You do ablution. So that's that. Let's continue. Number 42, Abi. Which of the following is not a reason for performing tayammum? Who is this person sleeping? Don't you have your book? Where is okay. And what do you choose now? What is the correct answer?
Availability of sand.
Does not what? It's not a reason for performing tayammum. Not because there is sand. So let me perform tayammum when there is water.
Shortage of time is a reason.
Shortage of time.
Is availability of sand.
We look at the most appropriate nouns. We look at the most appropriate. Maybe you want to meet up with the congregation and the time is going. The time is going. And the only available means for you to perform ablution is to do tayammum because you don't want to miss the ongoing what? Congregation. So what do? You do tayammum. But you don't say because there is availability of sand and you have water, you now choose sand. That is wrong. Oh, do you understand? So you don't make the choice of sand when there is water. So that's that. Next question, please.
Mission of Tashahhud during prayer should be corrected by
Omission of tashahhud during prayer should be corrected by what? Should be corrected. Oh yeah, now. Sujudu complete, yes. Because we're talking about omission. Salatu istisqa. Salatu istisqa is
Prayer for rain.
prayer for rain. Do you all agree with that? Some are not, as if they are not part of the class. If you all agree, I want to hear the response all together.
Yes, sir.
Who is that? I didn't like the way they paste this thing, sir. It's supposed to be this zigzag so that I will be seeing everybody's face. That one is hiding. Maybe you should go front, where I will see your face very well. Next question. Subhana Rabbiyal A'la wa bihamdi is recited in Sujud. No. You see, don't be surprised when we have somebody. If I ask somebody now, you'll be surprised that she doesn't know what we recite in Sujud or Ruku. So what do we say in Ruku? Subhana Rabbiyal Azim. Are they correct? Are you sure? Are you sure that what we recite in Ruku is what? Hey, Mariam, Abi, Farida, which one is your name? Farida? Okay, Hajara. What do we recite in Ruku? No. What do we recite? I'm asking this question now. What do we, it's not in the book. So don't look for it in the book. What do we recite in Ruku? What is the name of it? She's sleeping. What do we recite in Ruku? These things. Right, and face your front. Subhana Rabbiyal Azim. Subhana Rabbiyal Azim. What do I call it? Say it again. say it. It's not in the book. It's not in the book. Is it in the book? Okay. So study it. That is what we say in Ruku. And the one in 45. It was what? Subhana Rabbiyal A'la wa bihamdihi. Subhana Rabbiyal A'la, we can say Fakfirini. Better. This one I make a mistake. The correct one is, please, when I'm talking, you, come from there. Come from. Hello, salam alaikum. Who's the comfort? Whose book is that one? No, that one. Blessing. She's not in the class, Abby. Oh yeah, carry that one. You don't have a book?
Yes.
No, you talk. Come and share with. What's your name? Farida. No. So Subhana Rabbiyal Azim wa bihamdihi is for ruku, while Subhana Rabbiyal A'la Fakfirli is for sujud. So question 46. Washing the hands. So the elbow is in ablution. Washing the hands to the elbow is in ablution. That question is so washing the hands to the elbow in ablution is what? Is what? Fard. What is fard? Compulsory. Somebody doesn't know, and she will not talk. Look, you need to know in the ablution. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. Please, if you listen, I will not raise my voice too much. Because I will still go and deliver some of something. So don't let me exhaust all the energy here with you. By the time I am talking, I would like to raise my voice so as to surprise that person's soul, which is not too good. That's why you see me raising my voice. Ordinarily, I'm not supposed to be shouting like this. But by the time you did not concentrate, I would like to raise my voice. Now, I'm about saying something. Thank you. In our ablution that we perform, we have the parts that are compulsory, that when you neglect, the ablution is intact. Sorry, it's invalid, or non-valid, or invalid. What are those parts? Who can tell me? If you know it, just raise your indicate. Those parts that when you did not wash or wipe while performing ablution, your ablution is invalid. What are those parts? No, that is one. Two. Face. Two. Like three. Then the head. Good. Those are the four. Because Allah mentioned those four places in the Quran. In Surah Al Imran, in verse 6. Or Surah Al-Ma'idah. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 6. Allah mentioned those places. Four places. From Sahu, فاغسلوا بأيديكم إلى المرافق واغسلوا وجوهكم وامسحوا برؤوسكم وأرجلكم. Allah mentioned those four places. That is why some stupid people today are start they will only watch those places and say they are performing ablution. No. There is no way we can neglect the Sunnah of the Prophet. So the remaining places, like washing the two hands, the two palms, mouth, nose, the ear, those ones were added by the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Are we together? So those four places, the arm to the elbow, wiping of the head, washing of the face and the leg. If you should miss any part of these four in your ablution, you must renew the ablution, you must renew the salat. Because it is invalid. But if it is other parts, like maybe you don't remember wiping the hair now, you just come back and wipe the hair and go on for your salats. Do you understand? Because it is sunnah of the Prophet, even though you cannot neglect it in your ablution. Are we together? So that is that. So let's continue. So the answer to 46 is A. Good. So far is compulsory. Take note of that. Something that is obligatory. Subhana Rabbi al-Azim wa bihamdi is recited in Ruku. Answered. Salatul Eid has two rakats. Salatul Eid has two rakats. Two rakats. Because it is what? Nafila. Some people used to make mistake of when they get to the grave ground. How many of us perform observe Eid this year? In Salatul Eid. What did you do your own? At home. At home. At home. At home. At home. Everybody at home. Public. In which state? Or your state, okay. We all did our own at home. I did my own too at home. Both Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, we all did it at home. So it's two Nafila rakats. No addition, no subtraction. Okay? You have a question? Majala. Alright, thank you. Next question. Eid al-Adha is observed on the 10th of Zulhijjah. Okay. What do we do on the 9th of Zulhijjah? Day of Arafat. Huh? Day of Arafat. Day of Arafat. Who has performed Hajj here? Who has gone for Hajj? Not Umrah, Hajj. Has anybody performed Hajj here? Anybody? Nobody has gone for Hajj? Nobody? What about Umrah? Umrah. Okay. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let us all perform Hajj. I have performed one. I want to go for others. I want to go again. So may Allah make it easy. So whenever you are having the opportunity of traveling again, maybe during your vacations, although no vacation again. Okay. Whenever. It might be next year, it might be when you finish your secondary school, it might be before that time. If it falls, Salam Alaikum. If it falls during Hajj, if it falls during Hajj, I want you to. If it falls during Hajj, please encourage yourself to go for Hajj. Okay? If it is possible before you finish your secondary school, if you have the opportunity of going for Hajj, mashallah, go. If you don't have that opportunity, when you finish your secondary school, inshallah, go and do Hajj and thank Allah for finishing your secondary school and pray that you will be able to go further in your life in your education. Oh, that's a very good question. It's a good question. It's not necessary it must be your money. If you have, because, like for example, now, I went, but not with my money. I was given, I was sponsored. So if you are sponsored, if you have a sponsor who is going to cater for all your needs, the one you are going to live at home, the one you take along with you, everything, mashallah, no problem, you can go. But if you don't have all those means, Hajj is not compulsory on you. Salam alaikum. Next question, please. The following are the acts of Hajj, except good, but you did not raise your hand. I will penalize you next time. C, what is that C? Talbiya. Sit right first before I answer your question. Sit right. This, your name? Zainab. Talbiya is labbaik Allahumma labbaik. لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. That is talbiya. Okay? And it is only said, oh, this morning is too much. It is only said when you are observing your Umrah or Hajj. You don't say it at home. You don't just be going now and carry your people will say, is this person okay upstairs? On each day you don't say even those who are on Hajj, they don't say it, they will only be saying Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahil hamd. Ghuslu. What is your name? Huh? Faizat. We did her together with your dad, 2014. So let's remember now. So now, Ghuslu dash, huh? 51. Ziyara. What is the meaning of ziyara? Ziyara means visitation. Literally. But that word ziyara is always used when you go for Hajj to visit Medina. You do ziyara in Medina. You visit the Prophet ﷺ's mosque in Medina. It's not part of Hajj, but it is good. You can visit the place anytime. Huh? So when you go to Medina, you visit Prophet ﷺ's mosque and various places, historical places in Medina. Mm-hmm.
So I heard that Mecca was to Jerusalem.
I don't know how close it is. I don't know how close. I don't know how close. I don't know how close. It is possible. Maybe, let's say, maybe like Nigeria to Ghana. Nigeria to Ghana. I think something like that. Hmm? It's not near. See? Ramadan, Ghusl dash is performed after the stoppage of menstrual blood. This is what? Oh, if you know it. So some of you cannot control their mouths. When you have leak mouths, you talk unnecessarily. When I say stop, don't talk. Still you keep on. Let me be talking. I have the license to talk now. When I say talk, then you can talk. Haida. Good. Haida. Or Haido. Okay, let me ask you a question now. Ghusl Janaba is what?
What's the dead? It's already dead.
No.
Why you make us straight? Is it Christian to childbirth?
Ghusl Janaza is what?
Dead.
Ghusl Janaza is the one that is performed on a Muslim dead body before burial. Ghusl Janaza. Salat Janaza or Ghusl Janaza. Huh? Janaba is what? No. After intercourse. Huh? Or someone that has a wet dream. Hmm? Are we taking it? Then, Nifas. What about Nifas? No. Nifas is after child birth, when the blood flow stops. Huh? Don't drop that don't drop it even though you don't have that authority to drink now. Drop it with that, just put it by your side. Put it by your side and don't take it again. Otherwise, I will deny you, pata. Next question, please. Ramadan is the... Okay, sorry. Before I go on, Janaza is the salat performed on the dead. Okay? Then Ghusl Mayyit. Mayyit. We have Mayyit. Is the Ghusl, is the... what is it called? The washing of the dead body of a Muslim. Are you confused?
Yes. So if you visit the body and the body performs your
Janaza is the salat performed on the dead body before burial. Washing the body now is Ghusl Mayyit. Huh? Said what? How many? Two. Minimum of two. Two is okay, two. You don't understand the question, the concept now. I want you to get these names. These Haida, Janaba, Janaza, Mayyit, Nifas. They are all different concepts. Okay? I will die. Come on. Oh yeah. Well, I didn't pray this. I didn't pray it should be this time. Oh yeah. Yes. It is good if a Muslim dies before he is observed, before Salat Janaza is observed on him, if he is owing a debt, to be paid.
But what if he's doing it?
Mashallah. The family will ask. If you know that Mr. A is owing you, please let us know. Or you are owing him, please let us know. So some will say, he's owing me, but I have forgiven him. Do you understand me now? Some people used to do that. And some will come and say, he is owing me, and I have to take my money. Now, a companion died. And the Prophet asked, is he owing somebody? They said, yes, he's owing. And the Prophet said, who is going to pay his debt? Because he is not observed the salat. Then one of the companions took the responsibility of paying. That he is going to pay. And he paid. Then the Prophet said, okay, your brother has taken the responsibility of paying the debt of his brother. Then the salat was observed. That shows the importance of paying the debts before the salat. Because that debt is going to pay it in the day of judgment. If nobody, and there will be no money for him to pay the debt. It will be through his what? Good deeds that will be used to pay you.
That's now like when we are younger now, and you just like 10 naira. And in the future, like, oh yeah, like you don't know. You don't person that pass you the money.
Did you pick it?
No.
Or you borrow? You see, always clarify, make a clarification before. That always. Are we together? Always, maybe you borrow 10 naira from somebody. You should try as much as possible to pay back on time.
Okay, what
If you forget, the person should remind you. If she too did not remember, no. If the person did not remember, if it is out of forgetfulness now, well, Allah has ways of doing things. Do you understand me now? If that person intentionally refused to pay the money, and that person dies, definitely he's going to pay back in your judgment. But out of forgetfulness, because in your judgment, we'll be looking for each other. People will be running away from each other. Because why? We all owe ourselves responsibilities. I'm owing you, you are owing me. If the responsibility I'm supposed to give you, I did not give you, that means I'm owing you. If you have something you're supposed to pay as a response to me and you refuse to do it, in your judgment, I'm going to look for you to take it back.
So one of the person that like someone is owing the debt.
Somebody what?
Owing the debt.
And that's when we say the person will come to the family and say, I am owing your son 1 million naira, 10,000 naira, 5 naira. This is it. And you give it. If he doesn't have family, give it to charity.
So what is the person is for?
If the person is poor, the life can allow nafsan filawsa. Allah doesn't place the burden that we cannot carry on us. So that person will seek for Allah's forgiveness. Allah has ways of doing things. Most important is don't intentionally say I will not pay. Or don't say let me borrow my money. After sometimes she will forget. That is very, very wrong. Bad. Okay? So let's move on.
So please, like, imagine something. The one we get the money, but you share for some people. Nasha, Mr. Park. Somebody that
Please. Let me get a question, please. Somebody give you money.
Like, I won't give you money to share for some people. So like, Mr. Pana, that don't give my money, that use the money. I earlier correct. I said, okay, then I said, I'm going to finish. Then the money, they only take to pay, they don't like it for charity.
The money you are supposed to give to people.
Look like yes, people go with a car. Why is money to
Okay, somebody is giving money, for example, for charity.
No, not for charity. Like, I won't give money for charity. Like, money to be my classmate. Like, I want to say, to buy something for Mr. Pan. Mr. Pan now, remove out of the money there. I want to be my classmate.
But that is not good. That is breach of trust now. You are giving money to give to other people. And that is now apprehend the money. And divert to another thing, isn't it? That is not good. So betrayal is betrayal of trust. Please, we don't have much time. Let's continue.
When I grow up, I don't know how to
Sorry, please, I didn't get it. Sorry.
Sometimes you forget
Like, before we go, like, let's say this corner shop, it was all of a sudden, and you had money in some shop, like, let's say 500. So
Okay.
when you now come back from home, the man is not like, welcome to enjoy, so forget the money.
He is owing you
Yeah.
before you leave for holiday. And you came back and said, where's my money? And he said, no. No, it's very, very wrong. That is unlawful. Hey, can we continue?
Yes.
Please see me after the class for your question. If you have another question, you can see me after I will try to have like 15 minutes. When is this? 53. Ramadan is the dash month of Hijrah calendar.
9.
Huh?
9.
9th, 10th, 9th, 10th. 9th, sit down. 10th. 10th. You don't know? You are not sure. She's sleeping. Zainab. Ramadan is which month of Hijrah calendar? Zainab. You are not sure. Simple. This person writing. Which month of the calendar? Okay, 9th month. Yes, 9th month, correct. It's not the 10th. Okay? Which month is the 10th month in this Shawwal? That is the month in which we have how many? Thank you. Which of the following prayers has a complete silent recitation? Complete. Sit down. Complete silence. What we say? Zoo. Huh? Maghrib. Do we? Okay. Now, Assalamu alaikum. Oh. For the male, Maghrib is not complete silence. Okay? But to the female, Maghrib is complete silence. Everything is complete silence. But now we are speaking in general word, generally now. General view is that Zu is what? Is complete silence. Complete silence. Zu. Why is it off?
Next door, Sahara Security.
Huh? Zoo. I want to now zoo. Question number what, please?
55.
55. 55. Okay, paper 1. Sorry. 55. Tahara simply means. Tahara simply means purification. The prayer that has 3 rakat is Salatul Maghrib. Zainab, stand up. And answer this following question. Zainab, stand up and answer me the following question. Which of the following is forbidden for consumption in Islam? The following are sources of pure water except Zena. Sewage. Yes, sewage. Say what? Donkey. 59. The following are exempted from fasting except rich man. Recitation of surah. Recitation of surah in Salah is of surah in is not found. It's sunnah, but it's an emphatic sunnah. Okay? It is an emphatic sunnah. And that is the last. That is the last. That is the last question there. So, Assalamu alaikum. We are going to stop. We are going to stop now on this question. We're going to stop on this question. In the next class, we are going to take the next, that is paper 2 of 2018. But before that, I want us to do something. Go and answer from number 1 to 30. Number 1 to 30. Or you by yourself. If there is anyone you don't understand, please ask me when we come for another class. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.